What's up, Keep Pounding Nation? We're gonna get into preseason game number 2 against the Miami Dolphins. There is a lot to unpack in this game. Um, I'm gonna start with the quarterbacks. We're gonna go by positions, and I'm gonna give out grades. Quarterbacks, I'm gonna say a B plus. The reason I say B plus is because of Gilbert and Cam. They both look good. Uh, The only issue I saw with Cam is he did not see that corner on the interception, and Gilbert looked good. He was throwing some pretty good passes. He looked solid out there. Good arm. Played it safe, and made really good reads. And he also avoided a sack. So each one of these quarterbacks avoided a sack tonight. So that was impressive. So now we're going to get to Heineke. And this is my pick for a third string. And here's why. He forced a pass into a double coverage situation. Knowingly. Because he thought there was something there. He did not see, I think it was either a corner or a safety coming from the right side. And it put that wide receiver at risk for injury. And I am not about that. That's too dangerous. That hit popped the ball up in the air, and it was a pick. Almost a pick six. So, that's not good, Heineke. And this is Exhibit A of what I've been talking about in my videos of why aggressive passing can sometimes lead to picks. You guys saw it in the game today. So you have Exhibit A for you. So that's why I say B minus. I'm looking at my notes right now. Running backs look great. That was an A minus. There were points where they had trouble breaking the mold on the line on power runs and ISOs basically. But most of the outside runs that were stopped by the defense because they adapted, they knew where the play was going, and they all shifted that direction. So it was completely obvious, but it's preseason. You expect that. So A minus for running backs. Wide receivers. Let's get into wide receivers. Wide receivers looked really good today. I'm gonna say A minus there as well. I'm never gonna give out an A plus for wide receivers because there's always room for imperfections. There's always room for drops, stuff like that. I have never given out an A plus for wide receivers ever. Just know that. But a couple of players that stood out to me. Samuel stood out to me. I know Christian McCaffrey was targeted a few times, wide receiver wise. So was trying to find his name. Bird was caught or had a really nice catch. Excuse my word language here. But yeah, Bird had a really good drive. That's at one point. And then there were a couple of others that caught my attention too. But I want to give out an A minus to wide receivers because they did look really good. They caught everything that was thrown their direction, and it was impressive. Um, so now for the O line. This is the real test. This is the real test. Every game is the offensive line, and I keep saying this, and I will keep saying it forever. That is where it starts, is the O line for the offense. If they are not doing their job, nobody else is doing their job either. And I'm going to give out a B. And here's why. Two people stood out to me in a bad way. And if you stand out to me on the O line, you're not doing your job correctly. Here's the thing. I'm looking at two people. Matt Khalil. He had, I want to say, 3 missed blocks. One of them led to a sack. 2 penalties for false starts. Come on, Matt. Do better. But that's not the one that concerns me. The one that concerns me is in depth. And this is Brandon Mahone. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Brandon Mahone. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But he had 4 missed blocks where he looked like Rimmers out there, like a revolving door. 2 of those led to sacks. 2 false start penalties. You can't have that on your line. Brandon, the only thing I can tell you is you got 2 games to get that straightened out. But the problem is now you got faster, stronger defensive ends and corners that are going to be attacking you. You got to be ready to handle that. The Dolphins guys are average at best. Now you got the Patriots people coming after you, and they're going to knock your block off. So I'm interested to see how he adjusts this week. 2 questions. Is he going to keep screwing up? And part of that is going to be because they're stronger defensive players and pass rushers. Or 2, is he going to correct his mistakes? We'll find out. Alright, so going to the defensive line. Defensive side of the ball. D-line looked good. Pass rush was, I want to say, a B minus. It started out pretty bad. Pretty basic. I want to say average, basic, C-level pass rush. And then it steadily got better as the game went along. I was a little bit concerned about it in the beginning. The first half looked like a total train wreck. But the second half, very much improved. It looked like a new defense. And I'll get to the why I say that in a minute. Defensive tackle looked good. KK Short made a play, I believe, if I remember right. He looked good. Backups looked good. I did make one note of a defensive tackle. And that was, let's see. Yes, Norris. When the Dolphins scored that last touchdown, or 2-point conversion, I believe it was, he was turned around. he got totally turned around. And you can't let these guys on the offensive line turn you around like that. That's going to lead to points. So he's got some stuff to work on there. But overall, like I said, B minus from the D line. I've seen better, but I've seen a lot worse. So we'll take what we can get and be satisfied with that. Linebacking core. Linebacking core. B minus. Based on what I saw, B minus. And I say that because of coverage. Tackling was much, much improved from the first preseason game. But coverage, first half, god awful. God awful. And I don't know any other way to put it. Because, alright, when you're dealing with corners, free safeties, safety position, you want to be, well, not safety position, but, and maybe not free safety, but corners and linebackers, you want to be within 2 to 3 yards of your wide receiver that you're covering, or tight end. Any further than that, and that's either 1, a bad play coverage choice by the coordinator, or 2, you're out of position. Because you're not going to make a play if you're out of position. And I'm talking specifically about Gunter. He was out of position several times, which did not make me happy. First half, a lot of those corners and safeties were not in proper position to make tackles and prevent yards after the catch. I understand we're trying to put man on man, but that's not what they practiced all week, I guarantee you. That's not how they practiced it. So, now we get to the corners. We're getting there. We're making progress. I'll say a C plus at the moment. They're looking average and basic at best. Because that's about 3/4 of the league play corner like they did in the first half. We need to be better than that. If we want to live up to our defensive ranking that we get every year, we've got to play better coverage. Play up on the ball, play up on the players, but do it legally without drawing a flag and attempting to knock the ball down or get a pick. That is the style of defense we used to play, and that's how we should be playing it. So, yeah, C plus, we're getting there. We're starting to make progress, which, if you consider how shallow our position was in the offseason at that position, I'd say that's an improvement. Because we're looking at a D last year. D at best. At best. So, I'll take what we can get there. Free safety, I'll say an A minus. You know, there's always room for improvement. Mike Adams, miss. I wrote a note about him, and I don't remember exactly what he did, but I think he missed a tackle, if I'm not mistaken. There was something where he didn't get the job done on one play. But overall, A minus from the safety position. I'm not real happy about the fact that Kyle Allen is not being given snaps and plays. I would like to see him get involved in the quarterback battle. All I saw was maybe 2 drives from him in the first game of preseason, and that's it. That's not going to cut it for me. And again, I'll stress Heineke, my Exhibit A. If you're going to be forcing your wide receiver into a situation where you know he could get potentially put on the IR, that's not helpful to the team. And more so, that leads to picks. Do you really want that as your backup quarterback coming in and replacing Cam Newton? Give it some thought. Throw some comments down below on that. I want to hear what you guys have to say on that subject. But I want to see more of that. And I'll make a video specifically about the quarterback situation later on, tomorrow, for everyone. But for now, this is just an overall assessment of the Dolphins game as a whole. And also, if anybody gets an update on Cersei, the corner that had a helmet-to-helmet contact and got knocked out of the game, please let me know in the comments below as well. I've got an issue with that because he knew better. He knew he should not have done that and led with his helmet. He knew about the rule. He's been in the league for long enough. That bothers me. That being said, my stand-up player for today is going to probably be I want to say, if I had to pick one, probably Christian McCaffrey. I mean, we already knew what he could do, but to see him take care of business like he did today was very refreshing for our starting offense. And if he can do that throughout the rest of this season, I have high hopes. As long as he stays healthy. The key this year is health. Health, 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 and more health. As long as we could stay on the field and in a jersey, keep these players out there doing their jobs, we got a lot better shot at getting into the playoffs again. Alright, those are my final thoughts for today and the Miami Dolphins game. Thank you guys so very much for watching. This is the Keep Pounding channel. I do want to put a quick reminder on this video that I was sick last weekend, and I've also been having technical issues with my videos, with more specifically with my phone, with storage issues on my phone. So that's why I was not able to put up videos throughout the week, but I'll try to put out as many of those videos as I can and thoughts. Whatever I don't put up is what I don't put up, but whatever I can put up, I will. So, thank you so much for your patience and hanging in there and staying with the channel. I appreciate it. The channel is not dead. We are not going anywhere. We're still here. Thank you guys so very much. And I will see you guys soon. We got the New England Patriots next week. Gear up. We're going to find out exactly what this team is made of. Keep pounding.